Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Today's topic is energy. More so negative energy. How it manifests. Reasons for it manifesting. Why it manifests. Ways of recognizing negative energy, how to clear negative energies, how to protect yourself, how to strengthen your own energy field. I think that's quite enough. Lily's on her way, so it gives us hopefully enough time to be able to do this before Lily gets here from the farm, and then I take care of her, and then she's going down to the beach. We're going to the beach together and spending some valuable time. So welcome, everybody. This will still go out on YouTube as I guess I'm hoping I'm able to do it, but I think I will. I just click up here and it says save the broadcast, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. So even if you miss this or you need to go away halfway through, you'll be able to watch it again. So welcome to this episode of Mark Bajerski, who talks about negative energy. That's really and truly, if I was on Mastermind and they said, what's your chosen subject? I would say energies, or negative energy to be precise. Positive energy is kind of like an after effect of clearing negative energy. So I think clearing negative energy always leads to having positive energy. Therefore, I think the most important, a lot of people will mollycoddle you, and some will mock and ridicule and laugh, and some will get very angry and say, yeah, you shouldn't be talking about negative energy. Everybody's more powerful than that, and we should be able to do this. And it's only, yeah, you're right. It's only up to us, and we have the power, and we shouldn't focus on anything else, but we do. So shut up, you, and stop being all high and mighty on your horse and egoistic and so super power that you have. Share it with everybody. So I invite you all to share your superpowers and your experiences of how you are able to clear negative energy from you. I've got my own ways, and I'll use them. I've got my own understandings and my secrets that I've shared. So not really secrets anymore. 2.5 million people have seen that secret, and that is a lemon. And that is a way of showing the same way as a barometer would show you the temperature outside, to a thermometer that would show you the temperature inside. A lemon is the barometer, thermometer for showing you negative energy. Is there such a thing? Somebody please let me know. Is there a actual machine that has been man-made by science that can measure the energy in a room as high and low vibration, or positive and negative energy? I don't know, never thought about it, but it would be interesting. However, till this day, my most powerful tool is the common lemon. And isn't it funny how we call it common lemon? And isn't it funny how we say, oh, when life gives you lemons, There's a reason why these things have been said. There's a reason why they pick on lemons, right? Because lemons are literally not only physical, but spiritually or energetically really powerful. So if this was hocus pocus and nonsense, these would be in the bin. They wouldn't even be here. If I thought, oh, this is crap because they go off anyway and the room's in really bad energy and it's still good. Never had that. When this room is in bad energy, a lemon will go off. When this room is in good energy, the lemon will stay exactly as it is. And they may look brown and dark and awful, but these are the after effect of a positive room and a positive energy room. So, like all fruit, it kind of it dries and goes hard, and this is like the fruit that's dried and gone hard. It was beautiful and yellow, and then after a month and 2 months, it starts drying out and then changes color. But the point being, it never went off. It didn't go off. It didn't ripen to the fact that it all started. That what I'm talking about is when the lemon starts getting little dots, black dots, and then starts to get like a powdery green, dark green. That's toxic. Where does that come from? How did that appear? Why did that appear? My understanding and my interpretation, call me an idiot, but I don't believe it was because of the moisture in the air. I believe it was because of the negative energy. And I have a lot of shamans who totally believe that 100%. That's how I got this information from. And he is one of the shamans, or was one of the shamans on the shamanic board of shamans. So he's well respected, and he's been doing this work as a child. The stories that he used to tell us were phenomenal as a child. And I've seen magic that nobody can say to me that this shaman wasn't really working in profound energy, phenomenal energy. And I learned a lot, and I embraced that energy to a degree. I was never asked to be a shaman, so don't ever call me a shaman. I'm not. But I did embrace the shamanic ways. I love shamanic ways, which is basically the way of nature, the way of Mother Earth. So energies were fascinating to me, because as you start learning this field of work, you start to look beyond the beyond. And what is beyond the beyond? Well, look, I see a door, I see a handle. I see outside, I see the sea, I see the sky, I see the trees. Yeah, but do you see beyond those? Do you look deeper into them? Do you understand them? Do you focus on them? You know, when you bump into somebody, the best you'll get is, oh, that person was horrible. Or you might get, oh, that person, felt sorry for that person because they were crying. Or that person was really funny. But do you see beyond that? See, I would say that you do. I would say you guys do. I would definitely say that you see beyond. You look deeper into what's going on. So, you know, how you doing? Oh, really well, thanks. Yeah, I don't think so. Whereas most people would just say, oh, that's great, see you later. And you can't fool somebody who's an empath and somebody who's been abused, somebody who's been beat, somebody who's been, you know, traumatized. You can't fool people like that, because they've been through the pain and suffering. They understand it. They know it. They know feelings. And they're far greater and deeper. And thus they're attached to energy. So what is the biggest or the most powerful creator of energy? Now, you could probably say, well, it's the universe. The universe has this ultimate energy, and I would agree so. But I've also seen within people the creation of an energy that happened within a space of half an hour. So they were just a normal guy or a girl, and all of a sudden they started going into a deeper sense of being. They started going inwards, and I could see that there was something generating around them and within them. And today I know this to be called energy. So I believe we are one of the most powerful energetic frequencies and forces in this world. and we have the ability to create energy that can fire up, I don't know, 50, 100 houses. It can light up, 2 or 3 streets of lights. It's so powerful. It's unreal. But we don't realize this. We don't talk about it. So that's something that I found fascinating. So let's go back to negative energy. How I put first question: how does negative energy appear? Well, we can easily create negative energy in an environment where we toxify it, but we create toxins. So if in this room now, if I went around this room and sprayed lavender spray, canister spray to smell nice, I spray it in this room would go into negative energy straight away. It would kill all the natural airflow. So that's, like Glaze or Haze or these companies, these corporations that make these sprays to smell nice. They actually are designed to actually kill the natural environment. Just open your window if there's a bad smell, get some fresh air in. You don't need to spray. That's toxic. That's going to go into your lungs. It's going to kill the air, and that's going to cause negative energy. The second reason how negative energy appears is how you change the frequency. So frequency is everything. Now, some people will disagree and some people will agree, but there are certain frequencies of sound that are very negative and cause physical, mental, and emotional pain. All you need to do is go online and type in military industrial complex and then type in growler, ground disperser of people. They've created a vibration, which they have for years, that can hit somebody and terrify them. That's the frequency. Now, that's negative energy. That's what we call negative energy. It's just one energy which is negative. So the other one is a frequency that is radio wave, microwave, and the 4+1G. Okay? So these create negative energy. So when you're in that negative energy toxic soup, you are going to be a walking soup if you're not strong enough. So it can easily cause your body disruption very quickly, which then creates the disruption inside. So imagine if it touches you. Once it touches you, you feel that, and then you create it yourself because now you're thinking there's something wrong with you, and that's normally the case. Your reaction is really important. So your reaction to somebody attacking you is important. Your reaction to negative energy attacking you is important. How do you react to it? If you don't react to it and just be stronger than it, you normally find that the outcome to that result is a lot less negative than if you embrace it in the same way as somebody attacking you and you knee jerk and fight back. Biggest mistake you can do, which we all do and we all have to work on. So the reason why negative energy is around is because it wants to create more negative energy. So now we're touching upon a different field, and that field is what I call demonic entities, shadow people, negative, dark energies, and spirit trapped in between two worlds also cause the same kind of effect energy. So these things are vital to understand that they are going to attack when you are at your most vulnerable, i.e. if you're taking medication, if you're on alcohol, if you're doing any kind of drugs, no matter what it is. Even if you're doing ayahuasca, there is possibilities that you can bring in very dark energies into that moment where you're trying. That's why a lot of people say, I had a bad trip. You didn't have a bad trip. You were just so open that the entity or the demonic energies will come straight in and then cause havoc. So that's why it's really important that when you're doing ayahuasca or any of those things, you need to be at a good strength. You need to be with somebody who knows exactly what they're doing, i.e. a good shaman. And if you don't, then you're susceptible for anything to happen. And you don't really want to roll a dice when you're doing stuff like that. You want to do it properly. So these are the reasons. The reasons, but why? Like how, and then the reason, and then I wrote why. Why is because there is a yin and yang in this world, and it's always working at an equal energetic frequency. So the more negative energy is, the more of the darkness grows. So the more light that grows, that's great for us because we feel better. But you can't just say that, all right, I'm working with the light and that's it. And no, you've got to be aware of the darkness because it's always there. And I made a video this morning and I said, Moriarty, Sherlock Holmes. Why is Sherlock Holmes wonderful, amazing? And then there's always a baddie equal to him. It's the law of this universe, I think. I think there's always going to be those two. How else are we ever going to know our strengths, you know? So I think it's a great way to acknowledge and try and grow. It's not brilliant, but it's a great way to look back one day and say, at least I conquered it, or I understood it, I felt it. Ways of, I don't know. Ways of recognizing. Okay, right. Ways of recognizing how it starts and when it starts. Well, of course, I've mentioned straight away, anything that you intake into your body, which can cause your body to go into unbalance. So you've not all your senses. So when you take drugs, you're not balanced. No way. You haven't got all your senses. Something happens and hijacks your body. Taking drink and drugs and anything that will throw your body off. That's a way for negative energy to come in. What I'm trying to say here is, how do you recognize it when you're not doing any of those things? Finding ways of recognizing negative energy. Negative energy, right? If we're talking about across the board, we're not saying specific things, we're just saying generally. I've just noticed it says Mark Bayersky, super sexy healer. I can't believe I didn't write that. It stayed up. So I didn't see that just till now. But just to confirm, I am super sexy. But so the things that normally you recognize you're starting to get a negative energy in and around you is the change of your behavior. So your change pattern. So your thoughts change. The way you see things change. The way you feel, your emotions change to, like, I'm not feeling myself. Well, there's a reason why you're not feeling yourself. And ultimately it's because you are not yourself, because you've been hijacked by negative energy. Negative energy can appear around you and it can appear within you. Negative energy can be created by your mind more than the negative energy that is around you from all the things that I've just said. So the greatest way to create negative energy is through the mind. So how does that happen? Well, first you've got to hear something or you've got to see something with your eyes. That's normally the most let's say, popular way of creating negative energy. That's why I use negative energy sticks, because if I clear that away, it clears my mind. It clears the negative energy around and within. And very quickly, I change and I feel balanced. But we are normally the destructors, the destroyers, the hijackers of our life and our happiness. So, yeah, it's almost like these thoughts that we have seem to always be the thoughts that lead us down the darkest of path. Why isn't it our thoughts don't lead us to the happiest path? Why don't our thoughts lead us to a place what we can't see, but we're excited to get there? Why is it that every time we can't see something, i.e. our future, that we always think the future is going to be shite, it's going to be bad, it's going to be horrible, it's going to be dark, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging? We have created those thoughts through the programming of being a child up till this moment. So we have to unlearn what we've been programmed by everybody, teachers, family, TV, everything. Everything. We've been hijacked in so many ways. So Again, I'll say it one more time. The greatest and most powerful person to create negative energy is yourself. Can you imagine that? Right? Oh my God, I feel really bad. Yeah. Why? Because I've got negative energy around me. Who's done that? I don't know. Come on. Stop it. You, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. I started feeling bad and it must be the negative energy around me. And like, well, maybe you created that negative energy. So that's really horrible. And as a healer, it's very difficult to share that with your clients, because you know your clients keep coming back and you keep thinking, oh my God, you're your worst enemy. You're doing this. It's not anybody else. It's you. I'm sorry, but it's you. And it's hard to say that to somebody, you know, you're the one. So you've got to try and help them recognize that it's their thoughts. And I've shared this with so many of you guys, trying to help you understand this. And I always remember a very, 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 very wealthy lady. She was a superstar, like totally amazing lady. She came to one of my circles, and it was all about how to recognize between doing good and stepping over that visible line and living somebody's life. Basically, you're hijacking your own life and somebody hates you for it and all this. And she came, and then she started talking about a tree, because she's got a place down on the coast, lots of houses down on the coast. And she was really upset because when she got back from New York, somebody had cut one of her trees down. Somebody took it upon themselves. One of the gardeners took it upon themselves to cut one of the trees down because it had this disease and it would kill all the other trees. And when she came back, she was a mess. And she loves trees. Of course she does. She's a lovely soul. Anyway, when she'd finished telling us all, right, about her story, because she wanted to share it, she recognized how she changed the energy in the room, which was high vibe, amazing, laughter, joy, to everybody being depressed. And I turned to everybody and I said to everybody, after she told this story, I said, hi, okay, everybody, I want to just ask you an honest question. How did you feel before this conversation? And everybody, I said between 1 and 10, and everybody said like 8, 9, 10. Right? How do you feel now after this conversation? 1, 3, 2, 4. And she looked at everybody and she said, oh my God, I did that. Did I do that? I did that. I've made everybody feel bad. And I said, so how do you feel about that now? I just didn't think. Now I realize, so the power we hold within us to change the energy in the room and bring negativity in the room is so important. This has got to be a penny drop moment for you all. You have the power to create the most negative energy by telling a story, and a true story, and there's nothing wrong with telling it. But if you have that power to do that, then the law of probability will say that you have the power to do positive. You have the power to do the opposite. Don't you think? I do. So I used to go into a room with the idea of all of these people negative, and by the time I finished, I'm going to change everybody, nearly, if I can, into positive. I'm going to make them happy, like a comedian, right? But I'm not a comedian, but I'm going to share stories that are uplifting. I'm going to share stories that make people feel good. I'm going to share stories that make them think, oh my God, that's like me. And then when you become aware of your path and your journey, in the sense of, I need to recognize this and become stronger than this, that's why you're here. That is an amazing feeling. And you can clear trauma in an instant by doing that. That's the secret a lot of healers will tell you, or they might not tell you, but they'll tap into a key point of your life so you recognize it and you heal it. So that is a way of clearing negative energy. One way, recognizing your trauma, recognizing what it was in your life that keeps you in the same pattern of the same action, the same anger, the same reaction that you have in different circumstances, but the same reaction. Why do you keep being like? Why do you keep getting upset like that? Why do you keep getting angry like that? Why do you keep breaking down like that? Why do you keep getting worried about stuff like what? So when you are in a room and somebody goes, oh, Mark, I swear to God, you spoke for 2 hours, but there's something you said that just went, oh my God, penny drop moment. I get it now. Thank you. I'm glad you've got something from it. If you've got one thing from today, I've done my job, because I know that one thing can change your frigging life. It can change your path forever and bring a lot of good energy in and bring a lot of positivity and a lot of change to you and those around you. So these are the things that we have to recognize. You will always receive 7 days a week. Is it 365 days a year or 364 days a year? Like, this is how thick I am, right? Sorry, but I didn't go to school much. So yeah, what I'm saying is that every single day you can create and you can protect and you can destroy and you can absorb negative energy. Your energy field is only as powerful as your thoughts, your traumas. It's a bit like the weakest link in your family, the weakest link in your business is the strongest you're going to be. So every time you fix a weak link, you become stronger. Every negative thought that you clear away because you recognize the negative thought and why it was in your mind and why it keeps coming up, clear that away. Wow, you're becoming stronger and your force field grows stronger. How do I know this? I used to spend a lot of time in circle watching people's energy, and I was pretty good. I'm not like, oh, I can see colors, I'm brilliant. No. I just look and like I'm not looking for the color. I'm just looking for the cloud around you, the frequency and vibration. And I'm looking at it. And as I sit, I listen to some really good speakers. And then I'll listen to some really crap speakers. I listen to some speakers that pinpoint somebody in the crowd and maybe say something that was quite awful and derogatory. And I look at her energy and I look at and I can see clearly that actions have consequences. What you say out of your mouth can change the energy of somebody in a second. Now, if you know this and you are a scallywag, you're a toe rag, you're a disgusting subhuman being who wants to feed and we call it harvest or suck the energy of people, or by creating negative energy around them. So you'll get that with bullies. Bullies will create negative energy, hurt people, punch people, knock people, and make people scared because they feed from that energy. So your likes of Billy Boy, Gates from Hell, Doctor, you know who I mean. All of these people who constantly want to cause pain and suffering and havoc in the world feed from you. They won't tell you that. They might have a cheeky smile on their face because they can't help themselves, because they're getting a buzz out of what they're doing, because they know what they're doing is, and they know what's coming. They know that they're suffering what's coming, and they can't help it. There's a little bit of a chuckle because they know that they're creating their energy frequency, what they feed from. So these are the things that I think we have to acknowledge. So, how do we strengthen our force field, our energetic frequency? This is a great question, and it's a multiple question and answer, because your body that you fell into from the universe, it specifically works with the consciousness that you are. So you come from a drop of water from the ocean, and you lovingly fall into this baby, and now you create the energy around this baby, and you bring life to this baby, and you're part of this life. So the two fit together like a glove. So that's the perfect energy frequency. From then on, you're going to be hijacked. You're going to be beat. You're going to be thrown around. Even in the belly, you're going to be traumatized because, husband and wife are fighting each other. Wife is smoking, wife is drinking. So you're already going through all of this new energy that's starting to affect you as soon as you're born and before you're born. You come out and, hopefully there's moments where your energy becomes stronger, and you're in a family of love, and you're breastfeeding with your mum, and you're feeling that love and kindness and all that. So as you grow and you are affected by school teachers who may be awful, by kids who can be the most cruelest people in the world, all of these things are going to add or take away from your energy field. So I think we all have our energy field depleted to be able to grow stronger. So that's why normally the most people who have been through the most pain end up being the most strongest. And you might say, well, that's not me. I'm always being beat. I'm always being this. I'm always being that. Everything's always going wrong. There are people like that. And that's a phenomena that I think that I've seen change with people because of healing. And I've seen healing take place with people. And that healing process have cleared the trauma out of them because they find it hard to clear the trauma out of themselves. So a good healer will always be able to help you. But eating healthy is important. Anything that goes into your mouth that is man-made is no good. It's going to cause you negative energy. Eating too much is going to cause negative energy. Anything that your body has to overly work for, I eat too much, your body's going to have to work even harder. Now your energy field is weakening to help your physical fight or digest or do all the things it needs to do. So when you're on a diet, when it's a lighter diet, your body just works nice and happily. When you sleep well, and most people don't, but when you sleep well and you have a good night's sleep, your energy field that day is far more stronger and you're less likely to be attacked. So these are just a few things. So what you put into your mouth and what you don't put into your mouth is important. Okay, so they're just some of the things. For me, cleansing negative energy is vital. So sage is number one, always has been. So you sage yourself whenever you're feeling bad, and you'll find after you've saged yourself with a lot of smoke around your body for 5 to 10 minutes, you'll find yourself feeling brilliant after 15 to 20 minutes. If you go to walk in Mother Nature, that strengthens your energy field. That's why they don't want you in the wilderness where it's all awful and dangerous. That's what they'll tell you. Whereas Mother Earth, forests, and all of these beautiful places when you can go for a walk are without doubt 100% the places that you need to be. And that is a natural healing process, right? It's a natural healing process. So what happens is it's like electric being plugged into if you're an electric car, you need to be plugged in to the electricity. It's the same thing. Your body is an electric charge and it needs to be plugged into Mother Earth. So you take your shoes and socks off and you digest the energy and rebalance, because there's a double whammy when you work on the energy of Mother Earth. She gives, she cleans, she provides, she helps in so many ways. So step into Mother Earth, grass, soil, sea, sand. Sand is like crystals. All sand is crystals, natural crystals. So be aware of that. Natural crystals. Yeah, they are natural crystals. If you look under a microscope, or even go to Google and type in sand, natural sand or beach sand under a microscope, have a look. You'll see the most beautiful and divine colors. So when you walk on the sand, you realize, wow, that's why I feel good. Also, you feel good because one of the most powerful vacuum cleaners for negative energy is, of course, the sea. So if you can replicate the sea by putting natural sea salt in a bucket of water and stick your feet in that bucket of water, you'll feel better within half an hour. The sun, if you ever get chance to get the sun on you, that is one of the most powerful re-energizers of energy, and it clears negative energy away as well. But don't do it so much so that you burn yourself. That is not what you're asked to do. And spend too much time in the sun. No, just be smart about it. So that's the other thing. How's that? How was that? Just give me a second. Just see if anybody's here. Okay, nobody's here, so we can keep going. That's good. Right, so they're kind of like, oh, I just skimmed. They're the basics. That's the basic, bare minimum of certain things that I would suggest we recognize. So it's the recognition of energy. How, I did say, how do you know how you feel? What, how do you know if you really got bad energy? Like I said, I've got lemons. So I just put lemons, organic lemons, all around the house, which have not been plastered with wax. So try and get natural lemons. And if you have, then just pour some boiling hot water over the lemon. That clears the wax away. And then sit them in the house everywhere. And if any of those lemons in the house start to go green and moldy, then you cleanse the house by going to Mark Bayersky YouTube channel and typing in cleansing negative energy. It's done about 400,000 views. It shows you how to cleanse your house with sage. Cleansing yourself, if you're really, really bad, you use sage. If you're just want a nice cleansing, you want to feel better for the day, you might be in a difficult scenario, then use Palo Santo. That's what I have, Palo Santo sticks, or find some online, Palo Santo sticks. You're better off getting sticks that are easy to burn. If you just buy the wood sticks, it's not going to work because you need the smoke, and the smoke has to go around your body to clear the negative energy. And that's basically it. There's other things that you can do. You can hold rice in your hands and just sit down, just hold the rice for 10 minutes, breathe through the nose, out of the mouth, then throw the rice away. Don't use it. That's another way of cleansing your energy. So, using a bath, rubbing salt all over you, Epsom salts in a bath. These things are brilliant. Cold showers, brilliant for cleansing negative energy. Going for a brisk walk or going on a bike ride, fantastic, because it blows the cobwebs away, it blows the negative energy away. So these are just some of the things that I would say. I think a lot of people will be more interested in, how do we stop the negative thoughts in the mind? And I know that's going to be a really big topic, because negative thoughts are what hold us back. And negative thoughts are normally weakness within ourselves because of what we believe we can't do. So I'm never going to deserve anybody who's going to love me. Weak thoughts all the time. And, nobody wants to be around somebody weak. Do you think I'm going to be around a woman who says, oh, nobody loves me, nobody's going to love me? I don't want to be around somebody like that. I won't, why would anybody want to be around me if I kept saying nobody loves me, nobody wants to be with me? I want to be with somebody who says, I'm beautiful, I'm lovely, I'm worth everything, because when I fall in love with somebody, I'm there for life. I'm their best friend. Whoever is lucky enough to be with me is the luckiest person in the world because of how I'm going to treat them and love them. So you bring a positive, not a negative to it. And when men or women hear that, it's like, wow, I love this energy. So you create either the negative energy through your thoughts, or you create positive energy. So if you start saying to me, I feel bad, I'm awful, I'm not this, I'm not that, stop it. Stop that. This is a program. This has been deliberately put there to you to make you feel that way and create that energy. So it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It doesn't make you weak. It just makes you programmed. And we're all programmed to one way or another. We've all got a program in us. And I love this. I had a guy who spent like 3 days with me and said, I've learned it all, done it all. Mark, I've learned everything. I've done it all. And like, I spent 3 days with him. I'm like, every 5 minutes, I'm like, seriously? And he just couldn't see it. Everything that he was doing, he was like, you really think you've done everything? You're probably worse than the lady who doesn't even think about any of these things. So we tend to, use this idea that because now that I've learned so much, that I'm beyond that. I'm brilliant. I'm clever. And I don't. Oh no, I don't. Like, no, you do. Honestly, you do. In fact, you're probably worse. you probably were better. And I've said this about myself. I was probably better before I became into this world, because now I recognize it more. Now I'm flipping heck. Now I realize, like, okay, I'm more aware of everything. So it's a double-edged sword. But hey, any questions? Just gone on a lot, I know. I just like to get it all out to try and help as many people as I can. But yeah, I mean, surely you must realize that the answer is about finding happiness, and there's nothing greater than happiness. And I have never really met anybody who's had ultimate happiness. I've met a lot of people who pretend that they have happiness, but what I mean is ultimate happiness, not smiling. That gets home and goes, no, that was hard work. No, I mean, you don't need to smile to have ultimate happiness. I can just feel it in you. You don't need to pretend. Just be you. That's ultimate happiness. I think a lot of people think happiness is somebody walking around like they're on some sort of drugs, happy drugs. No, not at all. Ultimate happiness is being yourself and being comfortable in your own energy. Questions? I'll wait for some questions now. You're most welcome, Suzanne. Rice was always a very powerful thing here at the Academy. And on a one-to-one basis, I would sit my clients down who may believe or feel or that they have attachments or demonic entities within them. And I'd put rice in their hands, and it would always clear it away with the coupled with saging for 10, 15 minutes around their body. It would go very quickly. So, and funnily enough, I wonder why they throw rice at people when they get married. There's got to be something in that. I've never looked that up. But what I did notice in Bali, there was a procession and I stopped on my motorbike. I was right next to them. And as they were walking, they were throwing rice everywhere. And I'm thinking maybe they're throwing rice because they're warning off evil. I don't know. And I could be completely wrong. But I can tell you this, if that is the case, it kind of makes sense, because every time somebody came that had an attachment or a demonic energy around them or within them, I'd always get the rice out and I'd always stick it in their hands. That's where it came from. That's how it started. I'm going to get rice. Nobody ever told me about rice, but I thought, I'm going to use rice. I don't know why, but I grabbed rice and used it. That was a natural thing. And a lot of my work was natural. It really was. I mean, of course, I used to watch a lot of shamans work, but never saw a shaman, I don't think, use rice. But it's funny how they use it in weddings, right? Maybe you guys know more than me. But anyway, that was just a side note. Rice removes also spells. You see, I didn't know that. Amazing. Thank you. Mark, can you please touch on the importance of wearing Moldavite in terms of protecting our energy and coming into our truth? And yeah, Moldavite is a massive subject, because Moldavite touches upon so many different levels of energy work. So all of above what you've said, it touches upon all of them, but it also creates what I believe is a breakdown of negative energy and trauma and deep-rooted issue in the body. That's why a lot of people start screaming when they wear it. This is dangerous, it's bad, it's all that. What it's doing is it's trying to burn away that what's burnt inside you that could stay there for the rest of your life and turn into cancer. So on a side note, if we're talking cancer, I like the crystal, which is a kind of turquoise, and it's called Sleeping Beauty. And that has a frequency of vibration, which vibrates not the same, but quite similar to Moldavite in that frequency of breaking down really, really heavy and dark energy, which is attached to the physical and is manifesting and causing dis-ease. So that's a side note. Moldavite to me is a multitude of answers to so many questions with regards to high energy, enlightenment, awareness, breaking through different energies and seeing different energies. And it just raises you. It lifts something off you of a heaviness and a burden. It did for me. That almost makes you feel like you're elevating, you're lifting up. That too is said that it also clears away dark energies, dark entities. I always used to put it around people. It was always there. In fact, when my book comes out, you'll see a lot of the work with demonic energy. I used to get Moldavite and stick it to them. And on one time, somebody was screaming when I put it on them. So I came home and I thought, Jesus Christ, what an effect Moldavite had. And me being me, hang on. Me being me, I'm just waiting for somebody to call me because my little dog is coming. Me being me, I quickly took it off and put on a piece of the brown crystal, smoky quartz. Quickly put the smoky quartz on. It didn't have the same effect. Because I like at that moment, I'm like, okay, I want to make sure this is freaking real. So I quickly put another crystal on and it didn't do the same. And then I swapped it again and put the Moldavite on. Oh my God, it happened again. So I'm not one to be fooled. I'm not one to just believe anything. I like to try different things. And I did. And Moldavite has this unique frequency to make people talk. Or if you're wearing it, it has also, it's very difficult because sometimes it can affect other people around you in a negative way. It can bring out the worst in people because that worst is what Moldavite does. It tries to bring the worst. It's almost like cleansing you and purging you of the shit that you've digested from a child. Yeah, I could talk about Moldavite all night, but I hope that's okay. What does Moldavite? You can't get away. Yeah. I wore Moldavite as a healer because I realized that it was bringing the worst out of people, but the best. Because when you bring the worst out, the best comes out then. You've got the best then. So sometimes you have to put up with Moldavite, and often, like last week, I was in Bali, and the worst comes out in people. It like brings out the worst in people, some people. And sometimes it brings out amazingness. Some people are like, oh, it's normally the ones who says, oh my God, you've got Moldavite on. I wear it all the time, and say, no, I can see, because your reaction is completely different because you must have worn it. And sometimes people don't even recognize, like I will. I said to my clients back then, like I'd put a piece of Moldavite on them and it'd freak them out for a week, a month, 6 months, and then might meet them a year later and say, you've changed, you're different. Really? Yeah, you're a totally different person. Do you still wear your Moldavite? Oh yeah, I wear it all the time. I love it. I said, you've changed. Yeah, it was awful at first, but yeah. And I can see the change in you, around you. So yeah, I always encourage people to keep wearing it because this too will pass. Kim said that on one of the videos, and it's what I used to say, this too will pass. And it's a lovely quote. I love the quote, this too will pass. Everything will pass. So yeah. Brilliant. Any more? You're so kind. Oh, I'm glad you're all having a chat. It's good. I love the energy of your crystal Moldavite combination. Yeah, the Moldavite combination was just by practice and just by recognizing how it was helping clients and why it was always around my neck. I used to wear maybe 10, 15 crystals around my neck as a healer, but there was always 3 that always were there. And one was to clear negative energy, which is tektite. It's the best. There's nothing better, I believe. It's an absorber of negative energy. The secondly, black tourmaline is fantastic. Another really reasonable price crystal you can get. It's not a crystal. It's, I was talking to somebody who makes Rudraska. I can never say Rudraska, and I got it here. Beautiful lady, and she's going to start making me some my own design. So I was talking to her, and she was saying that there's some places that don't want you to touch the lava. This is what I'm talking about, lava stone, because it has a great energy of cleansing dark energy and negative energy. I have a number of lava stones on my website that I love, and I think they're great, and I think they work so well with the Rudraska. I think they work well together, beautifully. So anyway, side note. The combinations worked because I had them around my neck. And as I worked with them, took them off and put them on my client, I started to get an understanding over the years of which worked for what. So yeah, the combination of the three combination, the most powerful three crystals in my world, and they always have been for years, is Moldavite, Tektite, black Tektite, which Moldavite is a Tektite, but we say Moldavite because people recognize that. Black Tektite from Cambodia, Vietnam. I've got a lot from Vietnam now. I love to bits. Fantastic. So Moldavite, Tektite, and Herkimer Diamond. Those three, Herkimer Diamond from New York, fabulous. So I just spent my time working on them and making them only these past few years, and they've become so popular around the world. Yeah, it's nice to see people in Bali wearing it. I saw 3 people wear my trios in Bali, and I never said anything, but I smiled to myself. A lady down here had one on when I was doing a live. I never met her before. She was Danish, and she had one around her neck. I went, "Oh, nice crystal," and she went, "Yeah, yeah." It's lovely to recognize. Yeah, I can't wait to meet somebody else who's reading one of my books and go up to them saying, "I've heard that's a shit book," and the author's dreadful. Yeah, that would be a dream one day. Anyway, let's get back to it. Thank you so much, Hawkeye. I spend like, to a lot of people, they think I'm a little bit mad, but I'll sit down and spend 6 hours on one crystal. That's it. I just sit and work on it. And I was thinking this the other day. We'll do a workshop on charging crystals. I think that would be a great idea. And what I'll do is I'll do what I do. So you'll just follow me and listen to me. That's it. This is how I work on it. This is how I'm going to work on this crystal today. So I might get 3 crystals. I think that's a great idea. It's about time I start sharing that more. So I get 3 crystals, which I haven't touched. And then I'll start from the scratch. I'll put them on here and say, okay, guys, this is how I do it. And as I'm doing it, I'll talk to you as I'm working on and how I put pure energy into a crystal, and then tell you, right, I'm happy with this. Or I might say, okay, I've done, half an hour on that. It's not ready yet. It still needs more. And now it's taking me somewhere else. So I'll go through the process. It's actually really beautiful. It's really beautiful. The process of working with crystals, I got to say, it just brings joy, because I don't know what I'm going to feel. I don't know what's going to be put into it. I don't know anything. And that's the clear canvas of doing your work. It's like you just about to begin to paint a picture, and all of a sudden you're creating it in front of you. This is how it feels with crystals. So when people say I bought a crystal from me, I opened the box and I felt this energy. It comes from love. It's ultimately love, because I don't work with crystals unless I'm happy. If I'm upset, if I'm in pain, if I'm in physical issue, if somebody shouted at me and being upset with me, if I'm in a bad mood, I won't touch crystals, only to heal me. That's the only time I touch crystals, when they're healing me. I leave it around my neck. If I'm feeling bad, I'll let the crystal work for me. When I work on my crystals, I have to be as close to 100% as possible. If I'm exhausted, no way, because you bring the wrong energy to it. So, yeah, the happiness and joy that I get from when people say I bought one of your crystals and they're different from any of the crystals I've ever had, that to me is the only reason why I continue doing this work. Because if I had messages saying, this is bullshit, I didn't feel anything, right, it's rubbish, I'd stop tomorrow, because I'm pretty sensitive, and I'm the first person to throw the towel in. So I don't know, maybe I've just been blessed, or maybe I truly believe that you can put a memory into crystals and it can help people. And I believe that. I mean, if you had nailed me to a cross and told me it didn't, tell everybody it doesn't, I'd say, but it does. You can kill me, but this, I know it does. I've seen it over these years. And I think that you could do it with anything. So guess on, you might say, oh, after we've done it, oh my God, I do that every day with this and that. And I'll say, yeah, you do. And I share stories about my ex-wife in the shop, and me being the observer that I am, she used to open a box that had came from England, and she'd hold this piece of objet d'art figure and say, oh, this is going to sell. This is going to sell. And we've got 500 figures and different things in the shop, 1,000 things. And I'd say, yeah, it will sell. She says, it's going to sell straight away. I said, yeah, I bet it is. She put it out, and then somebody comes into the shop from Japan, because we're in a tourist village. They walk straight over to the figure that she had hold of, and they bring it to the counter, and she looks at me with a big smile on her face, and she's thinking that she's really special because she's bought this figure and she's gifted because she knows how to buy beautiful things. And I'm smiling saying, you are, dear, but I'm also thinking, but you don't realize the power of that love and that feeling that you've got for that figure. That power that's come from you now gone into that figure, somebody else has felt that and drawn straight to it. So anybody can do this, but I put the time and effort into it. I put years of effort into crystals. I've got over 15,000 crystals on my website. You think about that. You think about the hours that you have to put into 15,000 crystals. I get now, I can't do what, sometimes I'll do one, like last night, I worked on 3 crystals and put like an hour each, and I'll keep going. This is azurite. It's a choice piece. It's a very, very expensive piece of azurite. So I'll put an hour into it, and then, okay, that's enough. And then I'll feel again to where it wants to take me again, and so on. So sometimes I'll get a group of 20 and hold them in my hand for an hour or 2 hours, think, okay, this is perfect. This is right. And I normally get that. Can't put it into words. I don't think I have any words. You know, when you meet somebody and you just know somebody's not very nice, right? It's just a gut feeling. Well, you can have the reverse to that, the opposite to that, and you can know somebody's really nice, really beautiful. So you can feel somebody's really horrible, or you can feel somebody's really nice. That feeling of really nice is the same feeling I get when somebody comes here and says, oh my God, I think there's something wrong. I'll work on them and have no feeling, only nice feeling. And I'll say, well, I don't feel anything negative, because when I do, I'll feel it in my stomach, and I'll feel it like it's I feel sick and something feels bad, right? I'll get that and say, okay, yeah, something feels like we have to work on you and clear that away. And sometimes I'll say, you know, I worked on you and you feel fine. You're absolutely fine. And generally, I don't think I was ever wrong about that. Everybody was fine. There were times that I would say to somebody, okay, something doesn't feel quite right and you have to work on it and we have to work on it. And then they won't do anything. And they'll come back 5 years later and say, I've got cancer. So it's up to you how you work on things. But yeah, I think my crystals do have an added energy, and I'm proud of it. And I've been mocked and ridiculed for 20 years. I've been called all... You can't even imagine what I've been called for people who've never owned a pure energy healing crystal. But yet, for everybody who's bought a pure energy healing crystal, most 99, I don't know, I've never received bad messages, but 99% of people say nice things, that they felt something very special and they're very happy and thank you so much. And some people, many people say it's changed their lives. Many people have said it's saved their family, their children. And it's like, you know, but the ones who are the worst people to say the most nasty, horrible things are normally the person who's never had one of my crystals. I never had one person who attacked me who had one of my crystals. So I find that fascinating. Brilliant. So there you go. Well, or you can create your own. Just wait till 3 come. Oh, wait till I do. You know, don't for goodness sake spend money that you haven't got. Please don't do that. But what I do say is that if you have got some crystals, then come along. I don't know. Maybe I'll try tomorrow. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow or something. But in the next few days, we'll do it. And I'll get 3 crystals and I'll show you how I put pure energy healing into them crystals. We'll actually do an hour together or 2. And I think that would be lovely. You bring your crystals and we do it the same way. And that's it. how do we counter evil eye? I have a saying now, and I had one of the most evil eye that you could ever imagine for 3 years. And I had to go through all the process of going to shamans and different people. And ultimately, the only thing that got rid of it was me. I was the only one to get rid of it. Nobody can get rid of it for you. So what I had to do is come to terms with that my power is more than the person who was trying to make me feel powerless. So whatever they were trying to do, wherever their scammy little awful, weak, nasty, awful, nasty things that they would do, I spent 3 years digesting that and wondering why and trying to resolve it and trying to be a better person. And like, instead of sitting down and saying, no one has the power over me, and realizing that you're a good person and everybody else who attacks you is in a bad place, and you send them love. You send them love. That's it. That's all you can do. Send them love. Even it doesn't matter what they say. You just send them love, and they don't have the power over you, because you can't say you haven't got the power over me if you're feeling bad thoughts. So now if somebody's nasty on the internet, I'll send them love. I'll send them away with love. I won't digest their energy. I just block them, or I won't be in their vicinity. I won't listen to anything they've got to say, and then it disappears because I don't feed that evil eye. Evil is waiting for you to look at it. Evil is waiting for you to open the door. Evil is always there. But if you don't recognize it, and if you don't give it power, and if you always say no one has the power over me, then it just won't happen. It doesn't come back again, not in the same strength, not in the same power, because you can shake it off like that. You might say it comes with time and age and understanding, but I think that you can have the ability to shake it off if you believe in yourself. Because I think that when we are focused on other people, then we believe in them more. But if you were actually to sit that person down that you believe in more, who's giving you the bad eye, and start to look at their life, you'll soon realize that their life is a mess. They hate their life. They hate themselves. And all they're doing is showing you themselves by attacking you, because they're attacking themselves, because that's the way it is. So when you recognize that, actually anybody who says anything derogatory or nasty is just basically it's a mirror image of themselves. Anger, jealousy, all of the weaknesses that they haven't overcome because they haven't got the strength and the power to be able to control their life, take control of it, and make something beautiful of their life, because it's easier to attack other people. It's just a weak person's mentality, that's all. And we then turn it into evil. It's not evil per se. We create what we feel. So if we're very sensitive, we have a tendency to create negative energy very quickly by our thoughts. So we have to recognize our thoughts to everybody who attacks us. I get attacked every day. I've been attacked every day for years. I went on Blind Date, a TV show, and from that moment on, I was attacked for 7 full years. Being called the Blind Date rat because they didn't like me on TV because I, said things that they didn't like, And people don't like you to tell the truth. People prefer you to lie. And I'm not going to allow that in my life. I tell the truth. I'm not going to lie. Because if I lie, then I'm lying to myself. So I try and be as kind as I can, but still tell the truth. So it's a tough one, but it's called life. So there you go. I think that's it then, guys. We could talk all night. I'm wishing you all a lovely evening. How long's it been anyway? We said the same the other day. I said how long's it been? It's been 1 hour. Same as last time. And then I get a little bit drained. The reason why is because I'm channeling a lot of the times as I'm working. This is channeling. It might not seem like I am, but there's a lot of channeling in this. The words that I give you are not just words. They're words of healing and love. And hopefully keywords that make you feel positive and help you recognize certain things that we all need and that I receive as I speak too, because the words are equally for me as they are for you. So I'm wishing you all a lovely evening, wherever you are in the world, afternoon, morning, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. hopefully see you all tomorrow, and I'll try and set it up now for the same time, about 6 o'clock, and we'll do a pure energy crystal healing. I don't know. I'll think about it, what to call it. How to energize your crystal, how to put pure energy healing into your crystal, how to energize your crystal. That's what I'll do. And we'll do it on a live. And then if you've got any questions, let me know. But there's just on a side note, and I haven't done it for this reason. I'm done it, I'm not making anything from this at all. It's a giveaway that I'm just doing now. And it's there's 12 boxes of negative energy cleansing sticks, which I say is 1 year supply, and they get sent to you by free DHL for £120. Now, that is an amazing offer, guys. It'll last you a year if you use them correctly. And I made a video about an hour ago on how to use them, and that's it. So take advantage, because I don't know how long the offer will last. I think there's only 50. We could only allocate 50 lots because they're very hard now to get, and they take nearly 3 months to get just a small order. So yeah, I just wanted to do something again that would help people, and yeah, that's it. DHL delivery, guys, is a fortune. So it's anywhere between 28 to 38 to get to you around the world. So we really are, yeah, it's a gift, and it's a lot of money. It's not. They are amazing cleansing negative energy sticks. They are incredible. They're the best I've ever worked with, and I believe the best in the world. And they have Moldavite dust on them, and that's what I have to do. I have to paint Moldavite dust on them, just fragments, but just enough. The other awakening sticks have them poured into them. Yeah, ask me why I didn't do that. I don't know. It's weird. I do things back to front, inside out, the wrong way around. I really do strange things, but it seems to work. So I'm not going to stop it. All right, guys. Love you all. Take care. Do you have Peter site? I do, and I absolutely love it. Got it on my website, and the last lot, I don't know if they're still there. They might not be there, but they might be. The last lot I worked with were phenomenal and high quality, beautiful. Love it to bits. So, all right, hugs. Take care, guys. See you soon. 147 beautiful souls. What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Okay, bye. Bye. Get some work.